I'm Mrs. Sarah Alexander, correspondent of the Spartan Matriculation Higher Secondary School. I've been in this education field for the last 37 years. Started off as a teacher for 11 years, moved on to becoming the vice principal of the school, principal, and now I stand as a correspondent.
Hi ma'am, what inspired you to become a teacher?
I wasn't inspired. My mother was a teacher. I wrote my exams and I got into the CMC Vellore for medicine. I was all set to being a doctor. So many things happened. To cut a long story short, I came here not happily. But today, with 37 years of being in this field, you can place the best professions before me. I would only want to go with my education profession.
Being in the educational industry for so long, what is the one thing you hope your students take home every day?
Well, there are so many things I'd like to pump into the children, but essentially, I believe in this mantra and I tell them 100 times a day, no lying, no cheating. I think if every human being can be, you can etch into every human being these two qualities, we are going to bring out lovely human beings who are prepared to handle the world tomorrow. Absolutely no lying and no cheating.
Where does faith play a role in your profession?
I am very deep-rooted in faith, as in my very actions need to display my faith. So systematically, I think when I was a small girl, I realized the role prayer plays in my life, and slowly I started inspiring others. The only thing, the richest thing I carry with me right now is faith.
You mentioned you didn't start off your professional career wanting to be a teacher, but once you began, is there a pivotal moment that justified your choice?
So there was no magical moment. I was very clear my profession has to be medicine. But my mother was the first teacher that I ever knew. In fact, today being Teachers' Day, I called her up and said, Amma, happy Teachers' Day to this wonderful first teacher of mine. She said, no, God was your first teacher. I said, long before I knew who God is, I knew my mother to be the best teacher, and she introduced me to God, who is presently my best teacher.
Your mother had been your greatest inspiration in this field. Are there any other role models you look up to?
Like I said, every child who comes to me inspires me, but I can't take it away from my mother and my God. These are the two people who work on my conscience daily and inspire me to be a better human being. So in my profession as a teacher or as a correspondent, it comes in handy.
With so much of controversy about disciplining children in the last decade, you run a school. I'm sure you've had your fair share of little brats. How do you choose to discipline them?
Well, as a child, I was very generously dealt with blows from parents and teachers. I decided I could either be that or I could be a nicer human being. So today I attempt to discipline them with love. I think that works a magic and we get huge results. You don't have to be tough on the children because physical abuse is not funny at all. So when I do that to them, they want to try it out on 10 other children. So instead, if I handle them with love, then they pass on that love to other children as well.
We had the opportunity to speak to your students and tour your campus. We sensed a lot of happy energy. Is there something that you instruct your staff when they handle your students?
Yes. So ours, Spartan Matriculation, is an activity-based school. So I tell all my teachers, you have to be exactly like me. Physics, chemistry, and maths is not exactly what you're going to take over in life. So a little kindness, a little niceness, a little bit of activity, a little bit of skill set, and the ability to be a good human being are values that are continuously injected into children by my teachers. I'm very, very proud to say I have blessed with a great team of teachers.
Can you talk about one incident with a student who was very difficult and you handled them with all the grace in the world?
In these 37 years, I've had a lot of instances. Difficult children coming from extremely difficult backgrounds, but all they require is attention. So the moment you call them and get them into your fold, I think it works magic. So that's what I do. I do a one-to-one counseling. In a day, I counsel an entire class. That means if we have 4 sections, I counsel 1 A, B, C, D. Then the next day it is 2 A, B, C, D. So I try to address almost all the classes. My biggest challenge was during the COVID time. I had some of the students call me from US and other places. A lot of those children had got into drugs and gang fights. In India, we are still kind of primitive in this, but if we are not careful with our children, it's going to be very scary, especially the drug scene. So all of this can be combated with 2 things: loving them unconditionally and introducing them to God.
Picking off on your previous answer about the digital age and influx of social media, what checks do you have in place for your students to be careful since they inevitably use social media?
Just aware of themselves. Social media is a huge blessing to this generation, but if they are not careful about handling it, things could go out of control. So a very, very well-balanced child will know how much of social media per day and what are the boundaries. With that confidence, I'm very confident that my children would not get into trouble. And I always tell them anything, if it's a movie or listening to music or football, everything in the right proportion is a great thing. But anything in excess, chicken biryani, chicken 65, paneer, anything in excess can be lethal.
Since your mother, dearly known as Big Auntie, is such a decorated educator, what influence does she have on your day-to-day tasks?
So my mother is the one who started the school. All glory and honor to God and then to her. She was a visionary and she has been my driving force. Not a single day goes by without her telling me what to do morning and evening. And I think that kind of is what has gotten to me. Family plays a very vital role, but she says, realize the lives that you're saving. So always keep planning about what you can tell the teachers, what you can tell the children to make sure that their tomorrow is better. So my mother has been a great source of inspiration for me, both spiritually and mentally.
Can you share one inspiring story about teachers that has motivated you?
So somebody had sent me this story and I was very inspired by this Italian dictator called Mussolini. He wanted to capture a village and sent his people. So they kept coming back and telling him every time, this is a very difficult village to capture. So he said, why? Are there thousands of people there? They said, no, just about 65 to 70 people. So who is their leader? Is it a young, tough, a soldier? They said, no, he's a 65-year-old man. So then what makes it so difficult for you to fight that village? They said, because that leader happens to be a teacher. So I loved Mussolini's reply. He said, then you're never going to win a battle. I love all professions, but to say that this profession that I'm in wields so much of power. Tomorrow, all others in different professionals retire and they enjoy their retirement. Teachers enjoy the fruits after retirement. All the seeds that have been sown into their lives starts taking roots, shoots out to be shooting stars. For all the teachers out there, take your role very, very seriously. You may not get this opportunity tomorrow. So if you're in this profession, do a fabulous job because you are going to carve tomorrow's world.
As a closing note, can you share a greeting with our viewers?
I'd like to say to all the teachers out there, you've chosen the right profession. Happy Teachers' Day. And to all the parents and all the students, just believe in the teachers. Pray for your child. They have this extra inertia and strength to take your child forward. Remember, every teacher is capable of releasing that blessing that can catapult your child forward. I really want to thank Good News Channel for being so progressive. You've been with us and inspired us, made us think back on how serious a role we play in the children's life. Thank you.